Hello everybody, welcome to this video. I'm just having a look through some photographs what I took at the ancient Ramin. Um, it was 3 or 4 years ago now. Don't always get round to checking the photographs. I'll have a brief look at them without kind of going through them properly. As you can see, I've got these in this folder. I've got another folder of photographs, but I'll look at this lot of photographs first. And I kind of flick through them and quickly look on each tile. I've got these tiles enlarged so you guys can see them as well. And just anything what kind of stands out straight away. You'll notice I'm particularly looking at this lot of photographs. This is in the attic. We had some really good responses in the attic. We was getting knocks. And these knocks were responding to what we were saying. Can you knock twice for yes, once for no, that type of thing. And it was like, it was there in the room with us as we was asking for it. We caught this on video as well. It is on one of our videos. But these are the photographs that I took. So I'm quickly scrolling through them and taking you guys with me just to show you how we look through photographs. And I'm looking also at these ones with the mirrors in. These look like really old vintage mirrors. If I bring one of them up, I can see they've got marks on them already. But mirrors get a certain patina with age as well, and we do look for that. I'm quickly zooming in using the mouse. I just check some of these marks on the mirrors, and I'm aware that I have used a flash in these photographs because I can see the light, if you look where the cursor is, reflecting off certain parts of the mirror. I'm quickly just examining any of these panes of glass. I can get in even closer. As you can see, the marks around the edge of the mirror as well. Sometimes these marks are from fingerprints or dust. Obviously the patina as well, the age. But sometimes these marks may look like faces, and this is what I am ruling out in these photographs, if there is any faces in the mirrors, and there doesn't seem to be anything there. There's a reflection in that corner there off the flash. That's either an airline crack to show up there, or maybe even a hair or cobweb on the glass. Let me just zoom back out. So even, I'm just looking there. I was aware of the marks on the wooden beams above the mirror. There's actually reflection of varnish. The closer you get in and inspect it, you can see that that's what it is. So let me just come back out of that. There's nothing else what really stands out at the minute. If I move over onto this one, again a mirror. I like taking photographs of mirror because sometimes you do get these images in the reflection, and it's good to kind of pick them to pieces to have a look at to see if there actually is anything there. Before I go there, I'm just looking to the side, the window. There's a window pane. Is it? I think it is. Is it a window pane just stood up against there? I'm just seeing if there's anything on there. You've got something what is copper here, and it's reflecting the light. I am aware of that. I just move across. Oh, that's all it's letting me go. I'll zoom in, look at the glass itself. As you can see, that's me stood up. White light is obviously the flash from the camera. I think I'm using a Canon automatic digital still camera, 20 megapixel I think that one is. That's one of the older cameras we've got. You've got to be aware of the brickwork as well when you're getting photographs like this. Sometimes you get what is known in the field as pareidolia. Some of these bricks can kind of form shapes what look like faces or other things, and this is your brain just perceiving it as that, because from birth you're kind of trained to see faces. You've got to recognize who your parents are, so you know when you're hungry who you want to look at and cry at as a baby to get fed. So your brain is very clever, and it starts mapping faces. Just looking around again, what's that at the top? That is a reflection in the mirror, but it's something behind me. I'm not aware of what was behind me up on the ceiling area. It looks like it's a solid object, so that is possibly a light fixture, a brass light fixture maybe. And that is a reflection from those low lights. If I come back out, just checking for anything else I can see. I mean, as you can see as well, this glare is from the flash. Pretty much everything you are seeing in this mirror is the glare, and you can see these other patches. These are marks on the mirrors, and if I zoom in, there's an object here. Now some people would start saying there's a face like a skull, but it's not. It's the brickwork, as I just mentioned. That is the brickwork behind me. Let me just come out of that. As a picture of a window. I also like taking pictures of windows for the same reason I do mirrors. You do get reflections in them sometimes, not just of yourself but other things. And with this, if we were to determine if there was out in this window, I'm first looking at what is outside. There's something outside. Again, I think I'm on the high level, so this is probably the edge of one of the roofs. And we've got the reflection again. The orange light is probably a street light outside. That little white dot is probably a house window in the distance. These windows, as you can see, they've had these old panes stuck over them. You can't blame them really for keeping them. They're really old. I would keep them. But they've put them against the windows they've got here. You can see the framework there. This could actually be inside the building. It is. It's not actually looking out, I don't think. I'm not certain. This was done. Oh yeah, it's in the loft area again. I can tell this by the framework. This is the loft area. Nothing stands out. It is all reflection. If I come out of that, that's a quick look at that. Obviously I haven't inverted these photographs. That would be another job to do. But what I'm doing here is showing you how we go through photographs of anything that stands out. They've got their own Ouija board. Just to make you aware of, they've got their, it's being designed for them and built for them. It's the Ancient Ram in Ouija board. We didn't play on this. We know what creates movement on Ouija boards, and it certainly isn't ghosts. But that's an argument for another day. There's the reflection here off my camera flash, causing a glare. Just looking at other things around it. It's the old oak table that it's sat on. Cut marks on the table. There's nothing really standing out on that. I'm going to come out of that. This one is a good example of motion blur. This is one of the vintage mirrors. I think this one was downstairs, possibly in the barn area. I may be wrong. Oh, what's that? It could be one of the bedrooms. It's hard to tell because it's blurred. Again, that's me stood looking in the mirror, trying to take a photograph. The reason why that is blurred is because I don't believe I'm using a flash on this one. So the movement causes that kind of photograph. your hand, although you may not realise it. I'll just get a camera. If I'm taking a photograph, the slightest movement would create a motion blur. Even though you think you haven't moved your hand, you probably have. And that's why we always take 2 or 3 photographs as well, so we can compare against each other. So that's what I'm doing there. I'm obviously holding the camera with one hand and I've got something in my other hand, but I can't make out what that is. It's a microphone and a sound recorder by the look of it. Again, these create weird images in the mirror, and let's just zoom in, see if I can get an example. See, that's my hand, but there's another one behind it. Some people would try and pass off as paranormal. It's not. It's motion blur, and it's my hand. And there could be a little bit of slow shutter speed there because of the bad lighting. Just having a quick look. Doesn't look like there's anything else in there apart from the motion blur. Not that I'd be able to prove it because that would be classed as a bad photograph. Come out of that. Here's another one. This is, again, obviously they're all me because it's me taking the photographs. In my right hand I do have the microphone and I've got a voice recorder somewhere, and I believe I'm holding possibly a radio as well. Camera's in the other hand. These marks are on the mirror. There are smudges where somebody has touched it, and you've got like little marks on the mirror anyway. It's an old piece of glass, this. As the mirror around the edges, it's got a board around it, so that would create a weird angle anyway for flashlight or anything. Just looking, it's all just smudging and reflection from the camera flash. That's all that is. I'm just looking through these. I'm trying to give you an example if there's any images here. Again, I think that's the one I've just shown you. This is the one on the other side. It's a double mirror. This is light reflection. Like there's the little dimples in the mirror. It's a vintage mirror. This, it's very old. Gets this kind of patina on it. It's a lot of people actually like that type of mirror. Come out of that. There's another one there with motion blur. What? Look at that one. So this is when I went round the back of the ancient Ramin and took some photographs of the building. Now obviously it's pitch black. I had to use a camera flash. I didn't use a flashlight or anything, and I was just taking photographs of the upstairs windows to see if any kind of thing was looking back at me. Let's zoom in. You've got the door there. Is that a door with a reflective surface of my camera flash? That's all that is. Very dark photograph. You've got one of their CCTV cameras there. Doesn't look like it's on. Now these things on the windowsill are actually plants in, I think there was fake plants, plastic flowers in little vases. That's all they are. I can't see what's in the darkness because I haven't inverted these photographs. That's it, like I say, that's another job. And I can see one of the beams inside here just kind of coming through. It might not pick it up on the video. And there's reflection in the vase there and there. So if that was causing anything to appear, we could maybe rule it out with that. I can see this window, 3 white dots. Now where I am, behind me, there is other buildings in like a really small village. there's houses with lights on, so that's what that is. That's reflecting that. Again, there's something, I think that's a plant in a pot. I don't know what that item is. If I come back out, there's something up the top there. That could be an inside camera mounted. I'm not sure. Don't know what that is. Come out. Well, there's a light anomaly there. If I zoom in, you will see a face. These are what are called orbs. That's reflecting off the wall, the brickwork. It's creating that flashback, which is giving you that shape. It's not the perfect orb, to be honest. It's more of a reflection from the brickwork. These really old bricks, kind of a bit like sandstone. They've got little quartz in them, which would create a flash, a reflection from a flash. And there's nothing else in that photograph what springs out to me. This one here, let's have a look. This is the one I was talking about. It's got the, where I was just outside. These are the vases, or vases. Let's zoom in. So there's my camera flash. Again, some of the glass has got marks in it, and there's wiring outside, which is what that is. Just zoom in, you probably see that. The marks on the glass. And there's like this ball ornament. I don't know what that is. It could be one of the old, is it like a fly trap, or is it just ornamental? I don't know. I'm not an antique expert. I'm just looking through these, what I'm scrolling down at, to see if anything does jump out. What is that? This is, I'm sure this is in the barn, like the big shed. I thought it was Tony walking in the background, but it's not. It is actually a white sheet covering something. If I zoom in, there you go, look. You can just make that out. The white sheet which is over something. And when I was looking at this photograph, I would look at where the reflections are from the flash all the time. So this room is, you don't realise, it's quite a famous room, this. Most haunted when they went and Derek got possessed. Just to the right of this bench is a doorway. I mean, that's a big double door there, but there's a smaller doorway to the right there. And that's where Derek was kind of getting possessed and was rolling about on the ground and things. Let me just flick through. A lot of these are outside on the way out. Another mirror one. I've labelled this as a face in the mirror. Let me have a look. Some really old stuff there. Again, it's a very old mirror. I've marked it as that because there's probably some marks on the glass. What some people may see as a face. If I can get in closer. Where? Oh, I can see it's in the right side panel. Now this is quite a good example. You've got all these marks. Look where the case is moving about. Those are like grease marks off handprints. Around the edges as well, where somebody's touched it, and there's obviously dust settling on the mirror, and these little pits forming in the glass because it's a very old bit of glass. It's got a panel to the left, panel to the right. It's the panel to the right, if I zoom in, this area here where the cursor is, looks like the side view of a face. Got the eye, a nose and a mouth. You may not see that, but my brain is seeing that as that. Everybody's different, don't forget that. It doesn't mean that there is a face there, it's just, it could be pareidolia. It may not be, but that is what I'm going to say it is. I am not saying it's a ghost, but that, to me, that looks like somebody's eye closed, the nose, the mouth, There's the underneath of the chin, start of the forehead round there. Like they've got their eye closed like that, and it's a side view. That's what it looks like to me. But we've got to try and rule out what could be created. As I zoom in closer and closer and closer, that will probably disappear. Although it's staying there for now. As I get right in, it could be just because it's bad lighting, and whatever that is reflecting, I don't know what it is. If that particular panel is on an angle, it's reflecting that wall. If it's straight, it's reflecting the wall behind me somewhere. But it does disappear as you get right in. Although I can still make a face out, but that's because I've seen it. If I start zooming out, that side view starts to appear again. You know, this is probably an example of pareidolia. But I don't know. It was a few years ago. I would have to go back and recreate this, which is what we're doing. We're going back to the ancient Ramin, and I will take photographs of this mirror again. You've got the reflections and the marks in the mirror. Just quickly look at what else is there. Nothing standing out. Just brief look. No. This is saying hand in mirror, this one. I've marked this as hand in mirror. Let's have a look at this one. Now, where is the hand? Let's see if I can see it before I zoom in. I see it. It's there. There's a hand. This is a same mirror, slightly different angle. There's a hand. Now, that hand could be me, because I'm the one taking the picture. That could be my hand. I'm not saying it is, but the likelihood of it being my hand, it is my hand. Obviously you can see more of the smudging because the angle is slightly different to where I was stood for the previous one. It could be. Is that my legs? And this is why we look at them individually like this, because with a particular computer program that we've got on this, I can zoom really close like this to see that, like, the hand. So yeah, that is probably my hand. That is what I'm saying. But this is what we need to do. Other people would have passed that off as paranormal. There's a ghost hand in the mirror. It's not. There's one in the bar area. I think that was the window behind. It was, and I think there was, what's that in the, so there's a mark there. Possible some kind of reflection, although it does look like a light. There's a light source coming from somewhere. I don't know where. I can't see any of the buildings outside there, but you've got the light on the roof, or the ceiling, should I say. So I'm just looking through these photographs again, just as I'm scrolling back up. See, this was an interesting spot. This is a hole. I don't know why they was digging it, but they dug it and found some children's bones. They just left the hole and covered it with an iron gate, is it? And this is where apparently, like I said, they found some children's bones, what was used. in some kind of, they say it was in a witchcraft ritual. I don't know how true that is. Could be that somebody just buried a dead child hundreds of years ago. So as I'm scrolling up, I was aware of a mirror there. What I took. Very nice vintage mirror, again with a pitting in the glass, showing its age. Light anomalies. These are from reflections of light in the room. Wall lights. Come out of there, let me scroll up. It's a lovely building, this, but at the minute I'm just concentrating on the ones with glass in. If you see here, here's a mirror, obviously a fake. When we turned up and went for a look round, the team that was in before us, I don't know who it was, they obviously wrote on the mirror, "Help me." Clearly fake. This is how much we go into detail. This is actually me laid on the floor with my camera looking up one of the chimney stacks. I went actually into the fireplace itself, obviously not lit, and pointed my camera upwards and took a photograph, because people don't do it. I wanted to get photographs of pretty much everywhere, which is why I did this. It looks like a pretty clean chimney, to be fair. Build up of a bit of soot, but that looks like it's being brushed over the years. Just zooming in to see if there's anything. Nothing at all. So that's what the inside of an ancient chimney pot looks like, or chimney stack, should I say. Here's another shot of, have I looked at this one? This is another shot of the upstairs, what we looked at earlier. You can't see, these are another roof part there, but just looking through the glass and the windows, if I zoom in, the flower pots, nothing standing out there at all. That's as far across as I can get. It's reflection, an old pitted glass. As I said earlier, I probably should invert these, because it'd invert the colours and I would be able to see if there was a dark figure stood in the window looking back at me. That would show that up. So this is the back of the ancient Ramin, which is why some of you may not recognise it if you haven't been. I think you're all pretty aware of what the front looks like. It's fairly famous, but this is the back of it. Obviously very old. All these cables, they have their own CCTV system, and they allow you to watch it downstairs as well as people are going round. So just let's have a look in the windows. There it is. I thought that was a shadow of some kind then, but no. I can't see what that is. There's something up there. Could be wardrobe, could be some clothes hanging, I don't know. So that is the one of the windows in the bar, I believe. You've got the lights. I can't tell what that object is there. These are all reflections. And the kitchen area, which Tony and I use as the base camp, because it's tucked away in the corner, the bottom of the building. And they have obviously the fridge, the microwave, washing machine, kettles, everything that you need really to survive 9 hours. He's just there making us a cup of tea. I'm just looking at the window. There's nothing jumping out. So this is the area as well, the same table what Ghost Adventures used as a base camp. So I even take photographs of like the bins outside, the walls. It's too dark to actually notice anything in that photograph. But yeah, this is kind of just showing you guys what we do, you know, when we're looking from photographs. I quickly ran through them for you, but what I normally do is I will click on each one individually and search them like that. This is why it takes so long, especially if you've filled up like an 8 gig camera card just with photographs, because you get hundreds and hundreds of photographs. I do have another one just with a few photographs in there. Nothing major's jumping out to me on them. So yeah, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different folders. 2 of them are photographs. The others, we've got the trail cam, which I haven't gone through yet. Still after 3 or 4 years. The hand cam and the body cam. So there's all this to go through just from me, and then Tony's doing the same thing. Sometimes we use 2 hand cams. We may have a trail cam or 2 trail cams set up, so the task is even longer. This is the part what you guys don't see what paranormal investigators do. This is the difference between an investigator and a ghost hunter, or one of the differences. I hope you enjoyed watching as I was just flicking through some photographs to show you how we determine if something is a reflection or an actual face, shape, or something else, or pareidolia. I do appreciate you watching, but for now, I suppose, take care. Thank you for watching the video. Please subscribe to the channel and please become a member to get bonus videos.